How are you guys doing? It is Thursday, October 15th, 2020, out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to take you through the Elite matchups and performances from yesterday, Wednesday, October 14th, and of course, I'll fill you in on big games as each day goes on, and of course, I'll let you know what's going on today so you know what to look forward to today. Starting with the big soccer matchups from today. There were no big matchups yesterday, but today it'll be the first matchup of the German domestic cup as Bayern Munich, the winners of last year's tournament, are going to take on FC Düren, a team that's not even in the first Bundesliga. That's the only big game to look forward to today in terms of soccer, but as clubs starting to return, there'll be more games tomorrow. But that's the only really big game that I'm definitely watching as a soccer fan today. In terms of college football, there's no big games this week as number 21, Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns lost to Coastal Carolina yesterday 30-27. I imagine Louisiana's probably not going to be ranked anymore following this game. There's no college football today as college football does resume tomorrow. Jumping to the NFL, there's no Thursday night football today as the first games of week 6 will start on Sunday at 1 o'clock. So, of course, that's not going to be going on today. But jumping into playoff baseball, which took place yesterday, starting with Game 3 of the National League Championship Series. Of course, in Dallas, Texas, or Arlington, Texas, yesterday, the Los Angeles Dodgers were able to beat the Braves 15-3 last night as they scored all 15 of their runs before the Braves were able to score. At one point, they were up 15-0. But the Braves were able to score 3 runs. It just wasn't enough as the Dodgers were able to get their first win of this series. Looking at how the Braves performed, Kyle Wright would get the start for the Braves. He had a couple of good starts. He had a couple other good starts in the playoffs. He had one good start for the Braves to help beat the Marlins, and in this game, he wouldn't even pitch a full inning. He'd pitch .2 innings, allowing 7 runs on 5 hits and recording no strikeouts. Grant Dayton would pick up a good amount of the slack as he would allow 8 runs in 2 innings pitched. And then Huascar Ynoa would pick up most of the slack for the Braves as he allowed no earned runs, striking out 4 batters in 4 innings. On the offensive side, their elite right fielder, Ronald Acuna Jr., would go 0 for 1 as he walked once. Charlie Culberson would pinch hit for him as he finished 2 for 2 on the day. Their elite first baseman, Freddie Freeman, would go 1 for 1 as he walked once as well. Their designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna, would go 0 for 4 as he struck out 3 times. Their elite second baseman, Ozzie Albies, would go 1 for 4 as he finished with a run on the day. Additionally, their center fielder, Christian Pache, would hit his first career big leagues home run last night in the NLCS Game 4 as he finished 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run. That's going to be a very memorable first home run. They were down 15-0, but he was still able to turn on a ball. And then the win for the Los Angeles Dodgers would go to Julio Urias as he allowed 1 earned run in 5 innings pitched, striking out 5 batters. It went to relief for the Dodgers, of course, with Jansen allowing no runs. Baez didn't allow any runs, same with Alex Wood, and then Kolarek would give up 2 runs in the last inning. Looking at how the Dodgers fared, their elite right fielder, Mookie Betts, would go 1 for 3 with a walk, and he finished with 2 runs on the day. Their shortstop, Corey Seager, would finish 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 3 runs. He was able to hit his second home run of the series. Their designated hitter, Justin Turner, would go 1 for 3 as he finished with 2 runs on the day. Their first baseman, Max Muncy, would finish 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs and 2 runs. Max Muncy was able to hit his second home run of the series in the in the first inning off Grant Dayton. Their catcher, Will Smith, would go 1 for 6 with 2 RBIs and a run. He had a pretty big game, of course, with the Dodgers as well. Their elite center fielder and former National League MVP, Cody Bellinger, finished 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. He had a big game for the Dodgers as well as he hit his second home run of the series. He hit his first home run of the series in the second inning. Their left fielder, Jock Peterson, would go 4 for 6 with 3 RBIs and a run as he also hit his first home run of the series. And their third baseman, I believe Edwin Rios, would go 1 for 5 with an RBI and a run. Of course, with this win, the Los Angeles Dodgers they've won their first game of the series. The Atlanta Braves still lead this series 2-1 coming into today's matchup. But of course, jumping into the second game of the night, the Houston Astros were able to stay alive by beating the Rays 4-3 yesterday. For the Tampa Bay Rays, Tyler Glasnow will get the start. He would allow 4 earned runs in 6 innings pitched, striking out 5. Alvarado and Slagers would finish the game off for Tampa Bay. On the offensive side of the ball, their right fielder, Austin Meadows, would go 2 for 4 with a run on the day. Their left fielder, Randy Arozarena, would go 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run. Their shortstop, Willie Adames, would go 1 for 3 with an RBI as well. For the Tampa Bay Rays, the Astros were up 2-0 in the bottom of the third. Then in the very next inning, the Tampa Bay Rays were able to tie it at 2. But then in the fifth, the Astros would eventually run away with it as they were down as they go up 4-2, and then Willie Adames would score the third run for the Rays in the ninth. It just wouldn't be enough. It would be George Springer's home run, of course, that would put the Astros above. That would keep them from kind of getting touched. And with this win, of course, the Astros really needed it. For the Astros, Zach Greinke would get the start and the win. He allowed 2 earned runs in 6 innings pitched, striking out 7 batters on the day, of course, showing what vintage Zach Greinke can do. Christian Javier would get the hold as he allowed 1 earned run in 2 innings pitched, striking out 3. And then Presley would get the save for the Houston Astros. On the offensive side, their center fielder, George Springer, would go 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run. He hit his first home run of the series. Their elite second baseman, Jose Altuve, would go 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run. He hit his third home run of the series. He hit a home run in the first inning for the third straight game, which was actually really impressive. Their elite third baseman, Alex Bregman, would go 1 for 3 with a walk as well. And then their catcher, Martin Maldonado, would go 1 for 2 as he walked once and finished with 2 runs. With this win, the Houston Astros stay alive in the series. The Tampa Bay Rays are now 3-1. They're leading the series now 3-1. With one more game, they can clinch a spot in the World Series. With the Astros, they need 3 more wins on top of the win that they just that they logged yesterday. And looking forward to today, the first game of the day will be Game 5 of the ALCS between the top seed Tampa Bay Rays and the 6th seed Houston Astros. Of course, the Tampa Bay Rays, like I just said, lead that series 3-1, and with 1 win, they can clinch a spot in the World Series. The Houston Astros are looking to be the first team to come back from down 3-0 and win the ALCS. And of course, neither starter has been logged yet, but I imagine we'll find out as it goes on. And with Game 5 being today, at the end of the day, there could be 1 team that could clinch a spot in the World Series, and we could be down to 3 teams by the end of today. And also looking out, following that at 8:08, it'll be Game 4 of the NLCS, the National League Championship Series, between the Los Angeles Dodgers, led by their GOAT starting pitcher Clayton Kershaw, and Bryce Wilson's going to make the start for the 2nd seed Atlanta Braves on Fox. And of course, the Braves won the first 2, but the Dodgers were able to crack it open with the first 3 innings of scoring yesterday after setting a Major League Baseball record for runs in an inning in a playoff game. Of course, this is now an incredibly watchable series. The Braves need 2 more wins to clinch a spot in the World Series. The Dodgers need 3, and that game is going to take place on Globe Life Field, as Astros Rays are going to take place in Petco Park. With that said, it is Thursday, October 15th, 2020, out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and I want to thank you for listening to all 9 minutes of this piece. Last but not least, I hope everybody is well, and peace out.